You know, the music from Cop starts playing. What you gonna do? You know, all that starts playing. And you hear that double tap of the siren. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You remember that? Of course, initially you kind of like, oh my God, I'm getting stopped by the police. But that feeling can be intensified a little bit if you have a concealed weapon and you're not sure what regulation to follow. Now, for those of you who are interested in having that concealed carry weapons class, I know the sheriff's office can do that. If you'll get with Chief Ellis at the end, I'm sure he'll be glad to explain it to you. But they teach you a little bit about what to do. But all that goes out the window when you got the fear of being stopped by the police and nervousness going on. And so we're going to walk a little bit through that. So we'll walk through Mr. Williams here getting stopped by Trooper McLean, and he has a concealed weapon, okay? But he also has the permit. So there it is. That's that chill. That's that chill factor right there. That does it right there. Give me a double tap. Give me a double tap real quick. That does it right. That's it. That's it right there.
Morning. Can you roll your window down, please? Roll your window down. Turn your radio down. Trooper McLean with the Highway Patrol. The reason I stopped you, I noticed you're going a little fast out here today. Any reason why you're in a hurry or anything?
No reason. Just let you know I have a CCW and I have a loaded weapon in the car.
Okay. Pause right there. One of the first things that Mr. Williams did when Trooper McLean pulled up was let him know that he had a concealed weapon in the car. That's the most important thing. The first thing I want to hear as an officer is that you have a weapon in the car, where the weapon is located, okay? So he immediately followed the first proper procedure. I think Chief Ellis can attest that that's one of the main things they drive home in the the concealed carry weapons class, okay? So it's important that you notify the officer. I think that's more important to notify him of the weapon than your name, okay? That's the first thing that should come out your mouth. I just want to notify you that I have a concealed weapon in class and I have my concealed carry permit, okay? All right, in the car. I'm sorry, I said class, I'm in the car.
All right, so where's that weapon located at?
I got it on my right side.
Okay, sir. Don't go for yours. I won't go for mine. How's that?
All right, that'll work.
See your license and registration, please.
License and CCW.
All right. You have your registration card available?
I've got it handy.
We're good. That's good. All right. You still live at the yada yada yada?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. If you will sit tight a minute, don't get out of your vehicle. You can roll the windows up and stay warm, but do not get out of your vehicle. I'll be right with you, please.
Okay. So this is a unique stop because this is a what? What kind of car is this?
SUV?
It's an SUV, and the windows are typically what? Dark in the back. So one of the first things you saw him do was what? Ask the officer, ask the driver to roll his window down. So he can see the driver can see him. It's just a safety factor, right?
I'm sorry, they roll down the back window first.
Yes, sir.
Is that typical?
That is typical.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't be surprised if you get asked that question.
You couldn't see beyond the back door.
Yeah,
that's right.
I see. Right.
So, you know, like the chief just said here, safety's the #1 issue involving law enforcement.
Yep.
And then you see when he approached it, he tapped on it. Go ahead and be ready, like the chief said, to roll it down, because we've got to be able to see what's in that vehicle.
Can I just say something?
Yes, ma'am.
On our car, we have it parked here somewhere, right there.
Okay.
The second window doesn't open. It's like you have to do it from inside.
Sure.
So in that case, because it's all dark, but in that case, I would just have to do the window in the front.
And that's fine.
Okay.
That's an
I didn't want them to wonder why I wasn't bringing the window down.
That's an exception.
Again, what the chief said, that's fine, because once we approach your vehicle like that,
I can determine
we
that.
know that you can't access us through that type.
Okay.
Yeah.
To where here, if you had come beyond here, not clearing the back of this vehicle, and you'd come to here, I'm still at an angle, but what happens from here back?
Yeah.
And the chief hit it dead on the head.
Yeah.
Safety's our #1 issue.
Yeah.
We're as cautious as y'all are when we stop you.
And another important factor is that most officers stop so many vehicles that they become accustomed to what this car can do and what that car can do. Okay. So I'm very familiar with stopping the Honda Element, the Honda Pilot, a Suburban, and so on and so forth.
Question, Chief. I understand if the officer has run the tag prior to stopping you, he knows by the tag that there's could be a weapon in the vehicle.
That's correct. Sometimes the information comes back to us through DCI and 911, and it's very fortunate we have the 911 director here from Cornelius back there. Would you like to say anything about that when that information comes back through DCI?
Yeah, when the officers run your tag, it automatically comes back with your driver's license information. So we have that information offhand, and then we can relay that to the officer. As soon as they get out, we'll let them know, hey, just so you know, the registered owner does have a valid CCW. So if we can get that to them before they pull you over or get out with you, then they already know to be looking for that.
I don't mean to interrupt you, and I'm having a little trouble hearing, but that being said, that does not supersede, if you are a concealed carry handgun carrier, it does not supersede that you are required to tell us that you have that permit.
Understand.
Just because you think that we might have run it and we already know that you've got that CCH does not mean that you can't, that you do not, or you choose not to tell us that you have one. Best case scenario, I don't care if it's a license check, a wreck investigation or collision investigation, traffic stop. Say, sir, I want your hands on the steering wheel, sir. I want you to know I've got a concealed carry permit. My weapon is located here. I do not have a weapon with me at this time. Whatever the situation, that is the best scenario, whether we know about it already or not. Because I'm going to tell you, you with Cornelius, is that right, ma'am? Cornelius PD, Mooresville PD, Iredell County Sheriff's Department, Statesville PD, Troutman PD, all handle their traffic stops differently, and the Highway Patrol. I don't call in my stops 99.9% of the time. I may run that tag before I stop you, but probably 90% of the time I don't run the tag before I pull you over. So that's something else to keep in mind. If I haven't run the tag, then I haven't run your license, then I don't know that you've got a concealed carry permit, okay? So I want to make that clear as well. Your responsibility was as that card holder is to let us know that you have that valid permit, okay? Sir, can you roll this window down again, please? Thanks, sir, I appreciate that. All right, sir. Here's your license, your registration card back, and your concealed carry permit. Listen, I wrote you a warning this time for your speed out here today. Speed limit through here is 45 miles an hour. If you would just slow down a little bit, go a little closer to that speed limit.
All right,
Do you
appreciate
have
it.
any questions about anything?
No, sir.
All right, sir, please be safe.
Okay. And that will conclude the stop. This gentleman will be free to go upon his way after this stop is concluded, and that would be it. Now, this next scenario is, if everybody comes up and you want to take a quick peek, he got his gun here in the center console. Okay, you see the gun there? Gun in the center console. And we're going to have Trooper McClain conduct another stop. This time the guy doesn't have a concealed carry handgun. Concealed handgun permit. Thank you. I got to get my words together. Got all these acronyms running through my mind. And so we'll have Trooper McClain approach again, and this time it'll be a little bit of a different stop, okay?
Go ahead.
Morning, sir. Trooper McClain with the Highway Patrol. The reason I stopped you going a little fast out here today. Any reason why you're in a hurry or anything?
No, I just got somewhere to be.
Okay, sir. Do you have your license and registration card available?
I do.
All right, sir. Do you have a concealed carry permit?
No, I do not.
All right, sir. The weapon right there. Can you take that weapon and place it on the dash, please?
Yeah.
All right, sir. Do you have your ID available?
Yep.
Thank you. Do you have your registration card available?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. You said you do not have a concealed carry permit?
No, I don't have one.
What I'd like for you to do, I want you to listen closely. I'm going to give you a set of specific instructions, okay? I want you to take that weapon by the barrel. I'm going to be taking possession of the pistol grip. I want you to take the weapon by the barrel and pass it to me out the window. Don't make any other movements with that weapon. Do you understand my instructions?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Let me get it now.
Yes, please. By the barrel. Use your left hand, sir. Use your left hand, please. Nope. There you go. Thank you. All right, sir. We'll sit tight a minute. Roll the windows up to stay warm. Do not get out of the vehicle. Just sit tight. I'll be right with you.
Okay, now, I know it's kind of hard to hear. He's talking to the driver. But what he asked him to do was to put the weapon on the dash where he can clearly see it. He took a very defensive stance to make sure everything is safe so he can see clearly. And then he asked the individual, never do this. Never grab the gun and say, here you go. That is not a good sign, okay? But he asked him very specific instructions. With your left hand, take the gun by the barrel and pass it to me slowly out of the window. Because if he has the gun by the barrel, I'm going to grab the handle of the weapon, okay? And so this is the safest way to do it. And of course, one of the first questions I will ask is the gun loaded or unloaded? Because I don't want to grab by the barrel either, it's loaded, you know. but those are questions that we're going to ask just to make sure the weapon can be transferred safely, okay? Because as you can see, when you might hear about, oh, the guy had a gun in the car, but I saw her face when she was standing here just looking at the gun and the officer standing. It is a scary situation to know that there's a gun. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a little scary to know that there's a gun involved in this situation, and I don't know this guy. He could have just killed someone. He could have just harmed someone. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that has happened. I've stopped a vehicle in the past, and the individual that was in the vehicle had a murder warrant. I don't know that coming up until I know who's driving the car. So we have to make those determinations. And if he had a gun in the car, how desperate is he to get away from me at this point? So those are things that are important for you to know as citizens about why we are so cautious about dealing with these situations, okay? It's the unknown for us in this situation. Yes, sir.
In an open carry situation, you have your gun in the console, and say you got to stop at a store, but you don't have a holster or something to conceal it. You don't have concealed. Can you conceal in your car while you're in the store? Because there's a good way to get your window smashed.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. Yeah, put it in a safe place, of course, away from the public, of course. But one of the things that I don't want you to forget when you come back out, a lot of times what will happen is that you'll forget that you stuck it there, and now you have a concealed weapon
in the console or the dash.
The dash, yeah.
But something else too with a weapon in the car. That's what the chief's saying. You know, when you approach this car, you ought to have your hands on the steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? We see your hands, we know where they are. The best thing to do is keep them where we can see them. Because, you know, again, I look in and I see the gun, or he tells me he has a weapon in the car. That's fine and well, but till I tell him and instruct him to do something with that firearm, do not. Chief made an excellent point right there where he just said, don't be reaching, don't be grabbing. What we find out from law enforcement when we stop somebody, you try to be too helpful. And when you are really helpful, that makes us very nervous. But so again, do exactly what you did, how you're told to do it. But again, with him here, as I come here and I see it, I see his hands. Then I can clear the passenger side. You know, and then if I don't feel comfortable with that, then I ask the passenger, sir, will you put your hands where I can see them? I mean, that's not being rude or disrespectful. I'm not treating him in any way out of the way, am I? No. You know, we're trying to get a stop, we're trying to clear the stop, we're trying to be safe. We want it safe for them. So, just add to that. Thanks, sir.
Okay. So, we're going to have the trooper reapproach. Now, he's going to do something very unique that may surprise a few of you guys when you see it. But, just observe this. Hopefully you can hear. I didn't think about all this traffic going by. Next time maybe we'll do it in the back parking lot. But I have the trooper reapproach.
I'll try to talk a little louder so you can hear me.
Use the Marine voice.
All right, sir, here's your license and your registration card back.
All right.
I issued you a warning this time for your speed out here today. Speed limit's 45 miles an hour. You just need to try to go a little bit closer to that speed limit, okay?
All right.
You have any questions for me at this time?
No, I don't have any questions.
All right, sir. I'm going to hand you your weapon back. I want you to know that your weapon is unloaded. The magazine is out of the weapon. There's your empty weapon. You're going to be handed an empty magazine, and your rounds are in this glove, okay? It's nothing personal. I was in the Marine Corps one time, and they taught us never hand a person, a subject, a loaded weapon. So I'm just not going to hand you a loaded weapon, sir. It's nothing personal. There's your empty magazine. There's your rounds. Have a nice day.
And now, you heard him explain to him why he didn't give him back a loaded gun. Yeah. You know, now I don't know about you, but I stop people, and let's say I had their weapon, and I also wrote them a ticket, okay? I ain't giving them back a loaded gun now. I just gave them a citation. I'm definitely not giving them back a loaded gun. So we unload the weapon. We give them back all their property. We may secure it so we don't lose anything in a rubber glove, right? A clean rubber glove. And we pass it back to them, and they have all their property back. and there's no harm, no foul, okay? And that concludes the traffic stop for him. He's on his way, and he can reload his gun when he gets back to a safe place, okay? But for the officer's safety, we're just not going to give a person back a loaded gun, okay? It's not a good idea when you're on a traffic stop. Okay. So, anybody have any questions?
Question for the trooper.
Tell her.
Why, or is, obviously there's a reason of some kind. Every time you walked up, you touched the tail light.
For a simple reason, if this man right here decides to assault me and take off down the roadway, my fingerprints are on this vehicle, so that puts me with this vehicle at some point in time. All right. Plus, I got this. My wife's fed me good, and I got a nice big rear end. So if I fingerprint this vehicle, I know I'm close to this vehicle. What's right here? 70, 80 mile an hour traffic on the interstate, right? So it keeps me close to the vehicle too. But the big thing is fingerprinting this vehicle put me there.
Now, let me add something. Now, this is a unique car, but let's say that this is a regular 2-door car, a regular 4-door car. I want to make sure that trunk is not what? Open. It's not open. Yep. Because when I get around here, I don't want somebody to pop out the trunk and surprise me. Okay? So that's another reason. Now this one's unique because it's an SUV, but that's another reason.
Here. I can't see in here.
That's true.
So like Chief said a while ago, that's why I'm wanting this window down, so I can see in case I've had people lay down back here. Yeah. And they'll shock you, they'll surprise you. They never tried to harm me or anything, but next thing you know, you're up here talking and you just take a glance and whoa, there's somebody laying down back there.
It's still scary.
Yeah. Right.
And add to what he's saying here too, where he comes up the side of the vehicle and approaches it on the driver's side. Have you seen us stop them and approach them on the passenger side? Yes, we do. We do. We might get you to roll down the opposite window. We might approach from that side. Why? Safety for us, as he said.
I was on the interstate last night. With 2 of my officers searching a vehicle. And let me tell you, it is nothing like hearing an 18-wheeler go by you at 75 miles an hour.
And they try to, let me tell you what they try to do. It's a running joke if you can blow that hat off the top of his head on I-40, 77 or wherever. Is it not?
That's why I won't wear mine on I-40, or I don't wear mine 99% of the time on I-40 and 77. We've had troopers killed because tractor trailers playing that game.
Because once you get it blowed off, you're going to what? You're going to automatically reach back for it, towards it. But again, like I said, always the best thing to do when you got your hands in the position to where we can see your hands, follow the officer if you can in your rearview mirror. If you see him exit his car, he's still going to tag your car on the opposite side with his hands. But follow him. You can see it. JD, can you not see where everybody around you are?
Yeah, Chief.
And then if they knock on the window on the opposite side, we're going to do the exact same thing to the opposite side that Trooper McLean did to this side. Correct, Trooper?
And another reason I do passenger side approaches, surprise, the element of surprise. At nighttime, I may get out of my car. This is what a passenger side approach would look like.
And we're going to scare you a lot of times and we don't intend to.
I'll get out.
See right here how he's doing it?
I'm watching inside. I can see shadows. I can't see a lot, but I can see shadows.